Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Thank you all for joining here. Today's video is going to be the first part of the 6-course workshop on how you can be a much more effective leader in your space. Either you are someone who's aspiring to be a leader or you are a senior executive at an organization. This is all for you, and you can be that much more effective after going through this workshop, which I call the Executive Elevation Engine. My name is Faraz Ahmed. I have 10 plus years of experience working for corporate America. This includes the defense sector. This includes consulting. I have worked with Fortune 50 all the way up to Fortune 5,000 companies and clients, helping them with their performance in their organizations from a technological standpoint and also a people standpoint. So with that being said, please make sure you take some notes, look at any questions that you may have. With that, let's go ahead and get started. So today's video is going to be going over pillar 1 of the Executive Elevation Engine. And what that is going to be is the energy and focus management pillar. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the problem on why many leaders are struggling today. We're going to be discussing the risk to an enterprise of what burnout can cost. We will talk about the performance cost to an organization of not having proper focus. We'll talk about the framework that can be put into place, implemented for sustainable leadership. We will talk about the habits that actually scale leaders. And lastly, we will end it off with the energy lens on an enterprise level performance for leaders. So kicking things off, guys, with the problem in terms of why leaders are actually struggling. So as many of you who are probably watching this video, you probably have to decide and make decisions on hundreds of things or tasks throughout your day, or sometimes even more. Depending on how or where you are in your company or in your business, you're making more decisions. And what have we noticed? The more decisions that you have to make, the more quality goes down. And Jeff Bezos actually said this in an interview where he mentioned that in a year, he makes 3 to 5 decisions, big decisions for an enterprise. And those decisions are huge, but they are decisions with immense amount of quality that are being put in place. So having that kind of approach in place, I'm not saying that you should only make 3 decisions in a year, but using that philosophy, we have to understand that if we're being thrown hundreds of decisions, the quality is going to get starting down. And what does that mean, right? What does that look like? You have low energy leaders, you have leaders that cannot properly guide their teams, and your entire organization is being effective in this place because now you're just into a drag. How do you get out of this drag? Because if you continue down this path, as the days go by, as the hour of the day goes by, you're going downhill in terms of the quality you can bring. And this could be an effect on how much money you guys bring, how much of a client actually pays you guys, or you win that contract, or how much an employee actually trusts into the company and its leaders. Because a company is made with the people. You can have the best tech, you can have the best service, but if the people, the community, the culture is not up to standard for an employee, then they will go elsewhere. They'll find what is actually better for them. So the problem, once we understand that, and we understand that what is being caused today, we look at what the risk is to an enterprise. So Deloitte did a recent study. Deloitte's one of the big 4 consulting companies, and they did a research study that mentioned that 77% of employees and 53% of managers experience burnout in some way. So it's not only a top problem, it's also a bottom problem, top-down approach. How is this happening? If we look at the last slide of the problem, right, you're looking at 77% of leaders are hitting this issue. And 53% of managers are hitting this issue, and 77% of employees. But This problem is happening because there is no proper process in place. When your leaders are not even effective enough, that's only going to go down to your employees then. And Gallup did a research study mentioning that US businesses alone experience and get hit with $322 billion lost or turnover, which includes employees leaving, because of burnout alone. So for a large company, maybe getting hit with $1 million, $2 million may not be that big of a deal, but to a smaller company, it could make it or break it if they are still afloat coming next year. And going to my first point, right? Leadership framing. When you don't have the proper organizational structure in place that your leaders are also, leading properly with having the right steps in place to not go into burnout, you're going to be effective. But if you don't have that, you're going to be ineffective in the worst way possible. And that could lead into the cost effect that you're going to see in a financial standpoint. And if we look at the performance costs, right? Many people, there's an ideology, not just many, a lot of individuals believe that they can do multitasking. And how many of you believe that you can do multitasking? You think you're good at that. Multitasking does not exist. We make it think that we exist. In the most simple way, fact, right? If you are focusing on hundreds of things at once, but there's someone only focusing on one thing, who is going to be much more effective? The person who's focusing only on one thing at a time. They're going to deliver the best quality quicker, faster, much more efficient than you. And what does that look like? I mean, looking at Harvard Business Review did a research on this, and they mentioned that just switching between your tasks, you've already dropped 40% of your productivity. 40% is gone. And that could make it or break it for a lot of individuals. And on just a scale of these things, you're losing anywhere from 2 to 4 hours daily by thinking that you can multitask. Flow state is where you truly want to be. Focusing on that one task, be completely focused, be present, give it your all, and then move on to the next task. Because being in the proper flow state will bring you anywhere up to 5 times the productivity. This is where we want to be. We want to be in our flow state. We want to see what it takes to get to that flow state. And guess what? That's what we're going to be learning about today. How do you get into the flow state to be effective in your tasks that you have to make quality decisions on? Not just any decisions, quality decisions. We're going to be starting off on how do we get to that standpoint, right? So we have to have some kind of framework. The framework starts with energy. Energy is one of the most important frameworks that you must have in your life. If you want to be someone who is at a high level, performing at the highest levels, we see athletes, we see big name CEOs, we just see high performing people. They take these things very seriously. Number 1, physical energy. Just sleep, exercise, nutrition. When you're sleeping, your body is recovering. Your body is recovering, giving us time to recover whatever issues that you may have had, any kind of stress, any kind of issues. It's giving time to rebuild. Exercise. It's just not the gym. You're exercising physically. You can exercise your brain. These allow blood flow. These allow you to have that generating of the new blood flow, to have much more oxygen, allowing your brain and your heart to be in a better flow state. From there, nutrition. Nutrition is actually very important. Many people believe that they can just eat whatever foods. You got to figure out what works best for you. Don't eat heavy carbs foods early in the day because you will be declining in energy. Figure out what works best. Focus maybe only on proteins, but you have to find those physical, tangible energy levels that you can control, and we can all control it. And this is what high performers do. They control what they eat, when they sleep, when they exercise, how they exercise, and allow themselves to put these processes in place. That way, they are much more effective when it comes to making decisions for the entire organization that they're leading. Moving on, the mental focus. Mental focus is very important. I mean, you need time alone. You need time to think through different scenarios in your mind, different decisions. Deep work, breathing work works in this as well. Just to have clarity in your own life can resolve so many things. Because if you're always on the go, you're not giving yourself time to even think on these things. And then lastly is the emotional resilience. Because if you are in such a stressful and high level position and you're going to be thinking emotionally, you are going to probably make a decision that you may regret, or it may affect the company overall or your business. So you have to start thinking in a much more logical standpoint with facts, statistical data, and understand what this path that you're about to take could look like. Look at the outcome of your decisions. And once we have those in place, then we can kind of go down into what does this look like in the workplace? What does this look like for your business? Well, number one, time blocking. Time blocking is very effective because if you have a complete open calendar, you're just allowing anybody just to throw whatever time that they believe is right, and you're not respecting yourself. People have to respect your time. And within studies of the Harvard Business Review, time blocking has brought in 20% much more effectiveness into leaders. No morning meetings, okay? When you wake up and you are just getting on a call immediately, your brain has not fully processed. It has not functioned. So not having any morning meetings, have a time block set where you're not going to be taking meetings. You're going to be doing deep work, focusing on your framework will allow you to have up to a 25% faster decision cycle. Energy audits. Track what things excite you and what things don't excite you. What is draining your energy? What is fueling your energy? You didn't sleep enough? Okay, I need to sleep more. I didn't exercise. I ate something that made me completely tired. Or these proteins excelled my energy. Find those things, and you need to start tracking what is working for you and what is not. And then having rituals, right? You can go take a break. I personally like taking walks every hour. Take a walk, get some breathing, put away your phone, go take a walk, do something, do some breathing, just so you can have a refresh about your brain. Maybe just having some time alone and not thinking about something, you come back to it, you can clearly make a decision. But these are some effective levers that you can put into place today, that can bring up your productivity levels that much higher. And then how does this look like? What kind of lens? How can we track this on the ongoing thing, right? So weekly logging, tracking your progress. Just like we mentioned in the last slide, track what has been working well and what has not been working, and go at a weekly basis, because this right here will allow you to have metrics that you can then have some kind of stats behind of what, okay, I implemented this here into my daily life and I was that much more effective, or I did not and I'm not effective. And these stats can bring the employee burnout and the manager burnout to a much lower number. That's what we want. That is the goal. We want our teams to be as effective as possible. And once you have this weekly logging, this tracking, you can take it to your board. You can take it to your senior C-suite executives, your executive board. You can take this across all managers. You guys can all work together to see what's working well and what's not working well. Because listen, if you're a small business, this is very important for you to do, because every single member matters. If you're a larger corporation, okay, some decision makers are effective, some are not, but you can still get by. It's still very important to have these in place. So when you review this in a gathering with your entire teams, you guys can then be on the same page and see what's working and bounce ideas back off of each other. That being said, guys, that brings us to the end of the first pillar of the executive elevation engine. And today we discussed about the energy and focus and what that return on investment could look like if you were to implement those today and track those on an ongoing basis. So if you are looking for help in your organization for executive coaching, please go ahead and click on that link down below. That will take you directly to my website. You can schedule some time. I have worked with many corporations to implement these strategies to make their people much more effective. So with that, pillar 1 is done. Come back next week for pillar 2. And from there, we'll continue going and we will make you a much more effective leader in this space. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.